Alright, hey guys, my name is Alcheya. If you watched any of my other videos, thanks. If you didn't, hopefully you're watching this one and you'll take a look at some of the other ones. Right now, this is a spider spawner. I can't say I designed it myself. Most of it, actually, the two components of it were designed by other people. One is jayandpray, and I'll link his YouTube channel in the description. And the circuitry was designed by Sokar, and I've actually been using Sokar's spawner grinder, his circuit, for quite a while. It just seems to work. One of the best ones, in my opinion, that has been out for quite a bit. Now, jayandpray, I believe he just released his videos sometime in December, but it just happened to be great timing because I actually needed one. The only problem that I didn't like with his was that there was just an absolute ton of repeaters, and while I have quite a bit of materials, I still don't like to waste them because this is a survival server. And I'll go ahead and just give you a quick rundown of how it works. There's jayandpray's spider spawner design. It comes over here. There's a door that comes out underneath the spiders, and they're really loud, so if you can hear them over me, which actually this would be the second time I'm recording because they were just way too loud and you couldn't even hear me. There's a door that comes out underneath them, a double piston door. It closes underneath them. Then a single piston comes out and crushes them, and I'll just go ahead and show you how that works. So I press the lever. They take their crush damage, and now they're all one hit. And the items are falling. Have no fear, because there's that door there. The items will stay. Now it looks like I'm not getting very much experience, but it's because I'm level 34. On some servers, they disable the spawn rate or like lower it a bit. And on this server they did. We have quite a bit of members. Yeah, the statistics on this server is ridiculous. But yeah, because of that, they have to lower the spawn rate of animals and mobs. Anyway, what we have here is a monostable circuit, and Sokar goes into great detail about it. I'll just tell you, it's a monostable circuit. You have half the amount of repeaters, actually less than half of what the jayandpray's spawner or grinder required. And actually, with the other one, with his, I found that you had to press the lever and then press a button to crush them, and then press the lever again to open it. With this, you just press the lever. The door is still closed because I never opened it back up. Now I reactivate it, and the spiders can start spawning again. And then whenever I'm ready, there's one in there now, but he wasn't. Usually it works better with a few of them. And if that happens like that, yeah, just give it a minute, it'll fix. Anyway, so that's that. And if you can't figure it out, or if you are pretty good with Redstone, you can probably figure this out. Against the monostable circuit, that's 10 repeaters. Most of them set to 4. Last one is set to 1. And this, all you really have to remember is that this redstone torch is going to be powering the piston doors, and this one actually powers a timer. And that timer goes to this piston that crushes. And if you want a little bit more help, or you want a full tutorial, just stick around and I'll go ahead and put that in a moment. So I'll get back to you. Hey guys, if you're still here, it's because everything I said before didn't make complete sense, or you just wanted a little bit more clarification to what was going on. And I'll do here what I couldn't do in the survival world, which is actually go in and show you what I had going on. Now I basically recreated it in creative, Slight variation, but for the most part, same exact thing. It uses that same jayandpray design and with the same monostable circuit. Works exactly the same, works on SMP servers, works in 1.46, and the way that it looks, it should work right up until 1.5, depending on what they do with Redstone, particularly the way Redstone works. But hopefully it's not changed too bad. Yeah, let's see you, Blizzard. Alright, what we have here, typical grinder setup, XP grinder, water flowing to a drop point to where the mobs all go down. They take a nice little ride. They meet up here, and this is where there's variation compared to zombie and skeleton spawners that are somewhat similar. Again, that piston door that comes out underneath, spiders all gathered up, and they might be a little bit loud. I tried to turn the sound down to a decent amount. I'm not too sure how well it's going to come out, but if you can't hear me, well, try harder. I'm kidding. Yeah, just it's basically self-explanatory. Press the button or the lever, crusher comes out. They take the crush damage, and again, still one hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. And we can just kill them and get me some experience in creative because I need it, apparently. And there we go. Again, now sometimes you might lose 1 or 2, and I don't know if I mentioned that, but if you do, it's really not going to be a big deal. It's just so minuscule compared to how much you'll get grinding those levels that yeah, it doesn't matter. Now here the design looks a little bit more clean, mainly because I just had the space and it was already cleared out, so I wasn't sitting there mining to get to where I needed to be. Same deal here. Just exactly the only difference that you'll notice is that I have if you notice anything or any difference, it'll be this right here. I have an extra repeater here, and the only reason I did that was to add another 4-tick delay. Is that I noticed sometimes, very occasionally, I mean just very, like once in a blue moon, you'll have a spider that will about get right here to where these doors are, and it won't completely be up to the top, so the spider will get crushed by the door instead of getting crushed by the crusher. But I noticed that if I gave it just a little bit of a delay on that crusher, it would give the spider just enough time to kind of glitch up into the correct spot. But yeah, honestly, did not matter. It just wasn't that much of a loss. And yeah, there's quite a bit of mobs. I'm going to go ahead and turn it to peaceful so we can get started over here. Now over here, I just set up a little area for me to show you exactly how I did it. Now normally you're going to be, you know, coming into your cave or whatever, your cave system, there'll be cobblestone all around or mossy cobble all around the floor. Most time in survival, most people tend to gather that, so I usually do that, and you'll have a two space in between the floor and the spawner, and usually I like to have at least 2 above. Sometimes I'll do 3, depending on how high up it is. Just that's up to you. You can have 2 and it will still work. Just 2 space between the top and 2 space between the bottom. You need to have the 2 spaces in between the bottom. Sometimes spiders get caught on it if it's too high, if the water's up here and it's right almost level with the spawner. They'll get caught on it and they'll just keep climbing up it. They'll get on top of it. Yeah, it's just nonsense. So just try your best to make sure that there's at least 2 underneath here. You're going to put water all the way across. Now I guess I should probably go into a little detail, not even very much, just tell you it's 4 to 1 wall. 4 to the other, 4 to the back wall, and to wherever the spawner or wherever they're falling to, it needs to be 5. So if you want to count, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 in between there. And that's simply where normally if it was a skelly spawner, that would be your drop point down there, and then it would just be a 1 drop. But with this, or well, with some skelly spawners, especially the drop spawners. But with this, you're going to be going 2 because spiders are too wide, obviously. And if you put the water up here, a lot of times they'll jump right back up here. So if you make sure that this is too deep, 2 blocks deep, it will ensure that most of the time they're going to actually go straight for the down the water stream. Now the water stream is going to come through. It's going to stop right here, and that's going to be where excuse me. It's going to be right here where they where you know that you need to dig down 1 to keep the water stream going. Others, well, like in jayandpray's video, he talks about going quite a bit further. You only need to be in, well, most mobs, I'll say, and it seems spiders work the same way, is at least 9 blocks away from the spawner. At least 9 blocks away from the spawner to keep spawning. So once they hit that cap limit, they'll actually stop spawning if they're too close. And what you'll do is, wherever that water stops, you're going to let it come over 1, and you're going to have a space of 2. Now your pistons are going to be up here, so you can go ahead and dig in there. I'm not sure what happened there. Alright, you're going to dig in there, and your pistons are going to be over here as well. So you can go ahead and put those. I'll just go ahead and drop these torches. I don't need them right now. Alright, and this is just, I'm kind of mapping out right now where everything needs to go. I know that I need a piston there. I need a piston here. That's going to be the crush part. That's going to be the door. The doors that keep the spider from going, or from falling back down into the water. Alright, you need a sign here. A sign here. Alright, you need a sign here. And a sign here. Well, actually, you don't really need one there, huh? No. You might need one here, I believe. Yeah, we'll put one here for now and just see how it goes. No, you do need one there. I'm sorry. You need one right here. The reason for that is that you're going to put water here and here. Now that now they're going to come down. They're going to drift down. They're going to drift. They're going to drift. They're going to come right over here. Now, they would stop right here, and then when those pistons came out, they're either going to crush them, shove them down, or maybe get a few up. But we want to make sure that most of them are at least going to be at the top of it. So that's why we do this. You dig 1, 2. Make sure this goes back 2. You want to make sure that there's at least a 2, at least a 2 space drop, because sometimes they'll get stuck too much over here. So make sure there's at least a 2 space drop, or at least 2 spaces in between, just so you don't have any, like the little problems I was having when I was doing it. Go here. Now we have 3 signs across this wall, and we're going to put a water stream there. Now the reason you put a water stream there is so once they hit here, they're going to mobs always try to swim, and since spiders are basically 4 blocks, they're going to hit that water and try to swim on top of it, and they're going to be all floating around here, and then the perfect location for you to close the door underneath them. Alright, now we have that there, which is perfect, and if you want to count, it's 4 from the spawner to there, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's over 9 blocks away. So you're pretty well set as far as mobs respawning. They'll keep respawning, and you can see that I'm well within a 16 block range to activate it. As long as we stay somewhere around here, we're not going to get too far from the spawner, so it will keep going. And yeah, I'm not sure if you can actually see it, but it's going to try here. Yeah, whatever. it's not worth it. We know what it's going to keep spawning. So then we can go ahead and put a lever here. So you can change around where you want the lever, but I like it there. And I'm going to just break that off so you can see what's going on back here. I'm going to put a piece of stone here. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and just use this so you can actually see everything that's going on. Let's switch that up. I'm going to put a piece of redstone there, so when that lever goes on, it turns on the redstone. We're going to go one up. Going to put a torch here. Okay, so now when you turn that on, the torch goes off. Alright, now we're just creating that monostable circuit. We need 2 pieces of redstone. Okay, we can go ahead and break that. And we need this here, stone here, torch here, and on top of that we're going to go ahead and put 3. And actually, if you want, you can do 4, or you can put that one there, but it doesn't matter. What you're worried about is this block right here. That's going to have a torch on it, a redstone repeater. Make sure that that's set to 4 ticks. It has to be 4 ticks. I accidentally messed up and did it, and it just bugged out. So make sure it's set to 4 ticks. Go ahead and have that like that. And that is actually the monostable circuit. You can see that when I flip this switch, that top goes on. Now if I take this down a little bit, yeah, it doesn't matter. We could fix that after. You see, if you look at that torch over there, you'll notice that it will go here. You see it goes on just for half a second. Now that was the reset. There you go. So that little tick that it does, just that little blink of redstone, is what actually powers this, the timer setup that we had there. Now, what we're going to need is a way to get the redstone down to where it needs to be, which is to that door piston setup that we have. Let's see. There's nothing up here. We can destroy that. Alright, and let's just find those pistons. That's the bottom piston, huh? Yeah, it is. Good. Alright, so we're going to leave that there. Just for now, we'll destroy a little bit of it so we can see what we're doing. The repeaters, are going to go there. You don't need, well, in this case you need to, because that's going to power that. So here you need to have that. That's going to come here. And then from there we're going to, oops, you don't want to do that. Yeah. Alright, you see I had to do this a little bit different each time because, yeah, I just don't remember. I don't remember how I have everything. I just kind of wing it like I'm doing now. So yeah, we'll figure out what we need to do here in a moment. What I'm going to do, you know what, I'll just make this simple. Here we go. Look at that. Problem solved. Alright, so now we have a repeater here just because this circuit's kind of far, or these pistons are kind of far. So let's see. That is sandstone. Oops. It's kind of getting dark down here, huh? There we go. Look at that. It's bright, shiny. Those are 2 pistons, part of that door setup. So we are a little bit too low, but it's okay. We'll figure it out. Now you can either do like I did over there, or in this case I actually just did this. Save me a little bit of space. It doesn't really matter. Put it directly to the 2 pistons on this side. The reason that you have to do to the block on that side instead of to the pistons like I have there or in the other place is mainly because there's this piston up here, and Yeah, there was. I don't remember exactly why. Oh yeah, that's why. Because you wouldn't be able to power that piston up top. It would be in the way, or the piston is in the way, or whatever. So this works. And let's see, we got a redstone signal that's going to be coming down through here, across, down, down, and down. All right, and now we have one repeater here. I'll go ahead and set that to 4. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and put 2, just to make it similar to that one over there. We need redstone here, a block here, torch here, redstone here, but here, let's just go ahead and go through it a little bit. We need to make sure that there's 2 spaces in between this block and that block, so you can have a torch on this side and a redstone going to it. And then you need 10 repeaters. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Every one of them set at 4 ticks except for that last one. That last one stays at 1. And we'll go ahead and go that. Go ahead and go there. Alright, now what's really important that I messed up when I first did it was because I did not realize, and when I first did his Sokar's skeleton grinder, is that this redstone has to be touching this torch right here, and the side of this block. And the reason is that it needs to get power from both in order to be a timer. If it only reaches the block, it's not going to work. If it only reaches the torch, it doesn't work. It has to reach the torch and the block. Make sure that you have the redstone on the side of the block and the side of the torch. This redstone comes back around and it hits that, so that needs to be connected that way. And this redstone torch is obviously it's powering this one. So you need to have this set up exactly the way it is. Obviously with some minor variations to what you want to do. But from there, that's about it. Let's go ahead and just test it out, make sure I didn't mess up anything. There we go. Alright, that's that, and that's that. Put a little bit of shade here. So maybe they'll spawn a little bit better, only because the sun is out and it's bright, so we can actually have some lighting. But it's kind of gets in the way of what the spawner's meant to do, light levels. Alright, let's go. Normal, back to game. Then let's just make sure everything's going good. I'll just leave it there. I'll come back to you in a minute. Alright, I'm back, and it looks like everything is working right. I did go ahead and build a little roof here. The spiders were acting odd because the sun was on them. I don't know if it's maybe their AI is different. The way that they just move is different when the sun is out, but yeah, whatever. As soon as I changed it, as soon as I put the little canopy or whatever you want to call it, awning over it, just to cover up the sunlight, they all started acting normal. And again, one hit, perfect, still works. Again, you could do a little few different things if you want to change the way it looks, or if you want to change the direction that it's going. This is just was based on, or what the space that I had to work with, a build I was working on, and where I wanted the placement. So thanks for watching, you guys. If you liked it, please like, and feel free to comment. If you need any help, give me a shout out, and I'll be more than glad to help you out. Take care.